Headlines: Residents flee as 10 communities submerge in Kebbi flooding. Niger traders suffer losses as government demolishes illegal structures in Gwari Market. ASU issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government, threatens fresh strike. Away from Nigeria, Ghana braces for nationwide lockdown amid escalating illegal mining crisis. Good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Aisha Salihu. The news in detail. We'll begin with the devastating effects of the flood in some parts of the country, as the National Emergency Management Agency says 10 communities have been displaced by flood following heavy rains in Shanga local government area of Kebbi State. The head of operations of NEMA Sokoto office, Aliyu Shehu Kafindagi, made this known when he led a joint assessment team to the affected areas on Wednesday. He added that the incident left no fewer than 2,000 people homeless. Shehu Kafindagi said the incident, which occurred between September 17 and 22, was caused by heavy rainfall and the coming of more water from River Niger, which submerged some communities. He listed the 10 communities affected in Shanga local government to include Kunda, Dalla Meidawa, Dalla Tudu, Dalla Merua, and Ishe Merua. Others are Kwarukusa, Gormodi, Tugar, Megani, and Gundu. According to him, the displaced people are largely fishermen who have lost many hectares of farmlands. The NEMA's head also explained that the team, in the course of its assessment, identified an internally displaced persons camp in Tudunfela Primary School, sheltering more than 300 people. Petty traders at the Minna popular Gwari Market in the Niger State capital are counting their losses following the demolition of illegal structures by State Urban Development Board. The demolition exercise, which is to give way for the expansion of township roads, commenced as early as 7 a.m. when some traders were still at home. Trustee Abubakar Akote completes the report.
Those were some of the affected traders who are among dozens of others whose shops and stands located by the roadside were demolished. The affected traders said they have lost their means of livelihood.
Actually, whoever is telling knows that is telling illegal. But what we do, usually they want to tax local government. That's what I do. But we ourselves most of us
they didn't even tell us anything. We just came this morning and we saw the machinery. It's very unfair now. They would have at least give us something or look for a place for us to go and sell. Because the way they did it now, many of us, we have families and we need to feed our children. So what do they want us to do? It's very unfair. That is not how it should be. And we are paying revenue. Even if nobody permitted us to stay, this is not a country. At least we should be giving something. We are looking for what to eat.
This is what government is doing. Because they tell us since 4 months ago, they say they will give you some money, don't select another place. But now they call me in the morning to say our talk is scattered. Mommy and they say meat, and they say oil, and they say this can onions. Everything they say, and a marketer. And I need for my POS almost 5 million. With the I keep, that my business oil, I keep her. I know for I don't hear, I don't see her. They say they're going in early morning, around 6 o'clock, come back to the place. Me, I know they are there for my house.
Meanwhile, the state government said quick notice was given to the traders more than 3 months before the demolition, adding that the affected traders refused to comply.
Unity Bank Road down to Kasongwari to Ikebe Atiata area have been a very, very busy road, and you have a lot of illegal commercial activities along the corridor. So we are here this morning to clear all these illegal structures. Web market, the operation here is illegal. You know, this place used to be market. It's an old market that was demolished and relocated to a new place. So they have abundant space there. So their operation here is illegal, and we have been serving them notice. They are aware of our coming. We give them ample notice, and we give them enough time.
The demolitions extended from Makira Junction to railway within the Gwari market. The affected traders call on state government to compensate them to enable them continue with their petty businesses. Abubakar Akote, Trust TV News, Minna.
As new supplies of grains hit markets in Jos, the Plateau State capital, prices of food items such as maize, rice and beans are gradually dropping. Stakeholders in the market development said the development could be connected to the lifting of the ban on the importation of maize into the country, as well as supply of new harvest in the market. Ado Musa completes the report.
Prices of food items have been steadily skyrocketing in the country for over a year after fuel subsidy was removed by the President Tinubu's administration. This has left many Nigerians lamenting as their purchasing power has been depleted, even when earnings have remained the same, a situation that has caused severe hunger in the country. At the grain market located along Katako Market Jos, respite has come the way of residents, as stakeholders say the price of grains is dropping.
A zahiri amfanin gona ya fara sauka musamman kamar kayayyakin da suka fara fitowa irin masara haka.
Obviously, prices of grains such as rice, maize and millet are dropping in the market because of the new harvest. So we have effected reductions of between 20 to 30%. For example, an 80 kg bag of maize that was recently sold at 85,000 naira now goes for 55,000 naira. A bag of millet which was sold for 90,000 naira is now sold for 70,000 naira.
Harga Allah ka dai yayi sauki, mun gode Allah, ya fara sauki dai ba yayi sauki ba. Ya fara sauki.
Well, prices have started dropping though, but not as much as expected. Before now, we bought some grains at the rate of 80,000 naira, but now we buy them at 55,000 naira. We hope that the prices will further reduce if government intervenes.
Abaya kan an sha tsadan kaya sosai, amma alhamdulillah yanzu an fara samun sauki.
We thank Allah that the prices are coming down because food items have been very expensive in the last 1 year. In the past, we bought maize at 80,000 naira, and some were thinking the price may rise to 100,000 naira. By today, the price is coming down. If not for the hike in price of fuel, I believe the price will have dropped to 20,000 naira. However, the chairman of the market is worried that the drop in the prices of the grains may only last for a short period.
Amma saukar da zai gaskiya ba zai dade ba saboda yanayin halin da aka tsinci kai a ciki na maganar tsadar kayayyakin da kuma karancin sa. Kamar a yanzu kamar irin gero da
may not last long considering the current economic hardship and the high demand for the grains. Some people have started hoarding them while some are transporting them to the neighboring countries. When the grains become scarce, companies start supplying. The price will undoubtedly go up again. Although the downward trend is expected to bring relief to consumers and boost food affordability, dealers in the market, however, say patronage is low.
Kayan ya soma zuwa kuma tsakani da Allah duka kamfanonuwan da ake kayan nan ba soma karba.
The price of rice, for example, is too much for the poor, and so they avoid it because it is no longer affordable. The companies that buy the grains in large quantities are yet to start collecting the products. That is why there is low patronage in the market. For things to go well, government must ensure adequate security and provide sufficient farm inputs to allow many people return to the farm. As the country goes deeper into harvest season, Nigerians are hoping that grain prices will continue to drop to enable them afford food. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Petrol stations in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, are reporting a significant drop in patronage following the recent hike in the price of petrol. Checks around the city center reveal that there is a lull in business at most of the fueling stations, save for the government-owned NNPCL mega station due to a slight reduction in the price of the product. The report.
A visit to the Jalingo main motor park reveals that services have drastically reduced with few vehicles loading, a situation which indicates that the number of travelers have reduced significantly. A park manager, Muhammad Umar, said although they have increased prices for trips, the increase is not comparable to the present increase in price of PMS. He added that drivers are complaining that the increase in fares is not reflective of the present-day economic realities, adding that they are not able to meet their daily targets.
Alkasari ita gwamnati ba wai tana considering mutane game da wansu.
We have spent 2 days under that bridge. We have spent all the money we realized from the passengers on 4 because we got to Numa before realizing that the road was cut off. So we have to go back to Bugu and Kwaya to get here. Another passenger is willing to pay additional money.
Some drivers and road union workers also expressed worry over the current situation.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities has issued a 14-day strike warning ultimatum to the federal government to resolve some lingering issues dating as far back as 2009. ASU President Emmanuel Sodeke, in a statement issued on Wednesday, said the body is seeking the conclusion of the renegotiation of the 2009 FGN and ASU agreement based on the NIMI Breaks Committee's draft agreement of 2021. It also demanded the release of withheld salaries due to the 2022 strike action and expressed frustration with the government's lack of commitment and delay tactics. It stated that these actions were generating a crisis in the public university system. It added that it wants funding for the revitalization of public universities partly captured in the 2023 federal government budget and the payment of earned academic allowances partly captured in the 2023 federal government budget. Other issues include the proliferation of universities by federal and state governments, the implementation of the reports of visitation panels to universities, the reversal of the illegal dissolution of governing councils, and the adoption of the University Transparency and Accountability Solution as a replacement for IPPIS. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned the alleged money laundering case filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission against the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahya Bello, until October 30, 2024. The adjournment came as Bello moved to the Supreme Court to file an appeal seeking to set aside the arrest warrant issued by the trial court on April 17. At the day's proceedings, counsel to Bello, A.M. Adoyi, drew the court's attention to the fact that the issue of arraignment of the defendant was the subject matter of an appeal already entered by him at the Supreme Court. He said he would like to draw the court's attention to the appeal by virtue of the affidavit of record filed on September 23. He added that the appropriate thing to do was to wait for the decision of the Supreme Court in the aforesaid appeal before taking any step for arraignment so as not to render the appellant's appeal null or to pull the rug out of the feet of the Supreme Court. Counsel for the EFCC and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Kemi Pinero, however, told the court that the defendant's counsels were turning the court into a place of entertainment. He added that an appeal that the defendant filed at the Court of Appeal disrupting the mode of service of the charge and proof of evidence on their counsel was dismissed by the Court of Appeal on the 28th of August this year. Nigerian security forces have killed another notorious bandit leader, Kachala Makore, along with several of his fighters. This was made known on Wednesday by Zazola Makama, a Lake Chad Basin counter-terrorism and insurgency expert. In a post on his X handle, Makama disclosed that the operation took place on Sunday along the Kwankele Road in the Magami area of Gusau local government area in Zamfara State. The security expert explained that Makore and his men were reportedly en route to recover the body of fellow bandit leader Kachala Sani Black, who had been killed earlier in the Dansadao area of Maru local government area. He stated that Sani Black was neutralized in Magama Meirake, a known notorious hotspot for banditry. Still on security matters, the Anambra State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects and recovered a large quantity of gunpowder concealed in a bag of gari. 1 locally made pistol and live ammunition were also recovered during the operation, according to a statement by its Police Public Relations Officer, SP Tochukwu Ikenga. On Wednesday, the command said the feat was achieved when its police-led joint security force was an intelligence-driven routine patrol along the Pillar Pole area in Aguata on Sunday. The command said it had intercepted a suspect carrying 3 bags of gari, adding that upon search of the suspect, it discovered beneath the gari a large quantity of gunpowder. Preliminary information revealed that the suspect was en route to a criminal camp to deliver groceries for consumption and gunpowder for the production of improvised explosives for the gang. The suspect is currently in custody and assisting the police to arrest the other gang members. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come. Nigeria is set to unlock multi-trillion-dollar global halal market. More news on return. Please stay with us.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's have a second look at some of our top stories. We told you that residents flee as 10 communities submerge in Kebbi flooding. You also heard Niger traders suffer losses as government demolishes illegal structures in Gwari Market. Moving to other stories. The concept of halal is gaining a global attention, extending beyond food to a lifestyle rooted in Islamic principles. In this report, Sumaya Abubakar looks into Nigeria's growing halal economy and its potential to boost economic growth. Take a look.
The halal economy encompasses products and services that strictly adhere to Islamic law, Sharia, making it a booming multi-billion-dollar market shaped by faith, ethics, and consumer trust. Beyond food, it spans industries like finance, fashion, pharmaceuticals, and tourism, reflecting a lifestyle rooted in Islamic principles and offering vast growth opportunities worldwide.
When we talk about the halal economy, we are referring to an economy that deals more in what we can refer to as goods, services, commodities that are seen to be permissible according to the Islamic, the Sharia. Well, the halal market is something that is developing or emerging globally. And the earlier we key into that as a nation, as a community, as a society, the better for us in terms of economic gains and the better for us in terms of healthy living, ethics, and even sustainability.
With its large Muslim population, Nigeria is poised to tap into the booming global halal market. Vice President Kashim Shettima has projected the country to become a key player in the halal economy, which is expected to reach $7.7 trillion by 2025. As the government ramps up efforts to boost halal exports and attract investments, the question arises, how aware are Nigerians of the vast opportunities and benefits this growing sector offers?
Gaskiya na zaɓi kasuwanci wanda zan iya cewa kamar gado ne ni a gare ni.
This business of Jalabia has been part of my family for generations. My parents use it to sustain our family, and we are proud of that. We hope the coming generations choose halal business.
Saboda sun ciyar da mu ta kan hanya halaliya.
Hakika mun zamu sana'ar halal ne.
Otherwise too, this business has done a lot for us. It is a legitimate source of income. We use it to take care of ourselves and our family needs. Halal business is very good.
Beyond consumer products, the halal economy also includes finance. Islamic banking and sukuk bonds offer ethical alternatives to traditional financial instruments.
There's what we call under Maqasidu Sharia, there's what we call protection of interests and protection of property. So one of the way of protecting one's property is to invest in a lawful means, so that whatever you get, your mind will be at rest, and whatever you spend, you get the reward on it. So that's one of the ways at which halal financing came about.
As the global halal market continues to expand, Nigeria has the opportunity to play a leading role. By embracing the principles of halal economy, the country can not only boost its economy, but also contribute to a more just and sustainable world. Sumaya Abubakar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
More in business, the federal government may spend about 236 billion naira monthly to subsidize the premier motor spirit, popularly called petrol, that is imported through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and the one that is solely off-taken by NNPCL from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery on Monday. The president and chief executive of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, called on the federal government to end fuel subsidies completely. He said the removal would help determine the actual petrol consumption in the country, as his position received backing from the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Center for Promotion of Public Enterprise on Tuesday. This came as it was gathered the members of the Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria had lifted over 50 million litres of PMS from the Dangote refinery in the past week. Based on the revelations by major oil marketers on the cost of Dangote petrol sold to them by NNPCL and the price at which NNPCL got the product from Dangote, it was established that the product was being subsidized by the government through the national oil firm. Major oil marketers stated that the product was sold to them by NNPCL at 766 naira per litre, whereas NNPCL had earlier said that it got the commodity at 898 naira per litre from the Dangote refinery. This implies that the company subsidized the commodity by 132 naira per litre to the marketers. And to developments away from Nigeria, Ghana is set to undergo a nationwide lockdown on Monday, September 30, as civil servants and labor unions escalate their campaign against illegal mining, widely known as galamsey. The environmental devastation caused by unregulated mining operations has triggered growing demands for urgent government intervention, including a state of emergency in mining areas and the cancellation of mining licenses. Recent reports from the Ghana Water Company Limited highlight the gravity of the situation, with severe water shortages resulting from the contamination of key water sources. According to the GWCL, 60% of the country's major water bodies have been polluted, while water treatment systems are being overwhelmed by turbidity levels which have exceeded their capacity. A coalition of civil society organizations, labor unions, media outlets, and religious leaders have intensified its pressure on the government to act decisively. They're calling for the declaration of a state of emergency in all affected areas, the deployment of security forces to clear illegal miners from water bodies, and the immediate revocation of mining licenses. And finally, in sports, Real Madrid striker Kylian Mbappe has sustained a thigh injury ahead of this weekend's La Liga derby with Atletico, his club said on Wednesday. The French superstar was taken off during the 3-2 win over Alves on Tuesday and appeared to be suffering some discomfort. Spanish media suggests Mbappe will miss around 3 weeks injured. He scored a superb goal in the thriller at the Santiago Bernabeu with Alves, and he's netted 5 times this season in 7 league appearances. Madrid, a point behind leaders Barcelona, ahead of the Catalans' match on Wednesday against Getafe visit the Metropolitano Stadium on Sunday to face rivals Atletico. Los Blancos have not been beaten in La Liga for 39 games since a defeat at Atletico a year ago. The striker is also set to miss the visit to Lille in the Champions League next week and potentially October's Nations League matches against Israel and Belgium with France. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV at this hour. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.